Do you want stress-free, formal family portraits on your wedding day? Well, here's how we plan them to make sure our couples have a seamless time. And this is something you can do with your photographer, or if you're a photographer, you can steal my process. So, what we do with all of our couples is we send them a really intense questionnaire. And I say intense, it's not that scary, but it's very detailed about 3 months before. Why 3 months? We want to get a jump on how long your family formals are going to take way before your wedding planner is going to really be going into that final timeline schedule. Because if we can produce that and get that to the planner super early, your planner knows how much time we're going to need pre-ceremony and post-ceremony, which will also help her or him in planning what time your makeup needs to be done, what time you need to get dressed, transportation to and from your ceremony locations if you're moving locations. There's so many moving parts that if we don't know how long it's going to take and we don't tell your planner in advance, it can actually mean a lot of extra work and rescheduling of some of your vendors in those last few weeks. And that is inconvenient for everybody and stressful. So we want to avoid that, number one. Number two, on that timeline questionnaire, we ask for everybody's names in your immediate family. Immediate family is the people you grew up with, your parents and your siblings, and also their spouses and any children they've had. That's your immediate family. We're going to get everybody's names. So on the wedding day, we're not yelling out, Mother of the bride. We're saying, Sharon, can you pop on over here? We need you up here next. People respond to their names. It also is far more professional, and it also makes things go so much quicker. So we get everybody's names, and we also give you a checklist of like standard formal family pictures. Things like you with mom, you with dad, you with both your parents, you with your siblings, the two of you with all those people. Like, so we go through and give you a list that's just little check boxes. And then in another little box, you give us all those names. In addition to that, we ask if you want extended family formals. These are going to be anyone that you didn't grow up with that's related to you, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your grandparents. Those people are your extended family. We usually recommend you do those after the ceremony because everyone's already there, and asking those people to come early if you're doing a first look is a little stressful. And also, they have to get there so early, they may not be on time, but they should be there when your ceremony starts. So we do those right after. We ask for that maternal or paternal last name. We do not ask for all those names because I don't want to yell out 30 names and people will not listen. But what we do ask is like for your mom's maiden name, her last name, and we can say that side of the family. And we also add anyone who's related to the mother of the bride or groom, but whose last name was this. Come on up. It helps get people up a little bit faster. So we also ask if you're doing your first look. That's going to immensely impact your timeline. If you're doing your first look, we're going to want to try to do as many of your photos beforehand, except for those extended family ones, so that after the ceremony, we can knock those out and you guys can get to the party and maybe even join cocktail hour. Now, by doing this early, like I said, we have eliminated rescheduling and changing some of your times with other vendors. We've allowed us to adjust things and talk through what's important well in advance. But also what we're going to do once we've done this beautiful timeline and popped all that in and put a few notes, we're going to do a final timeline meeting with you. In the 2 to 3 weeks going up to your wedding, we're going to hop on a Zoom, or you can come to our office here, and we're going to go through that timeline line by line. We're going to talk about if there's anything we need to know about disability-wise, any uncomfortable situations between family members. We're also going to talk location. Like if you really want to do your first look at a certain spot, we're going to note that, but we're also going to note weather backups. So if you dreamed of doing all your family portraits outside at your venue, but that date happens to be super rainy or a billion degrees, we're going to have indoor backup options for every single part of the day, so that in the middle of the day, we're never turning to you and saying, where do you want to do your first look? Oh, where did you want to do your photos with your mom? Like, that's not going to happen. We do that all in advance. So that way on the wedding day, it is stress-free, it is seamless, but also you can just exist in your moment and you're not making any decisions. We just feel like all choices should be made ahead of the day so that you can just live your day. And that goes for family portraits as well. And so on that chat, we'll go through all of that. We invite your parents to join us because sometimes there might be a photo that's important to them that you don't know about. We invite your planner to join us so that way if there's any logistical questions as a team, we can figure that out in advance. That's going to reduce that stress once again. We just find that good communication and proper planning makes family formals fast. And guess what? Even if you don't do a first look, we very rarely ever need more than 25 to 30 minutes after the ceremony because we plan a very tight schedule. In our perfect world, we do a first look. It takes about an hour to get first look and family photos done pre-ceremony if we're not moving locations. And then we spend about 15 to 20 minutes after the ceremony knocking out any extended family, if you've opted to do them, before we take a few photos of you two alone at that time of day. We're going to try to do pockets of the two of you together. We're going to do a first look time. We're going to do right after the ceremony and then possibly sunset time. That allows you as well to not feel overwhelmed and doing like 45 minutes of romantic, beautiful portraits. We can even cut the photos of the two of you into 3 little segments so that you have little pockets of time, also pockets of time together without all the people around you, but also not to get so just worn out from the post part of the day. All right, well, that's how we do it. Let us know if you have any questions.